The most talked about moment in Trump's speech was what he said to the widow of the Navy SEAL who died in the botched Yemen raid. Let's watch, and then I'll break it down.
We are blessed to be joined tonight by Corinne Owens, the widow of U.S. Navy Special Operator, Senior Chief William Ryan Owens. Ryan died as he lived, a warrior and a hero, battling against terrorism and securing our nation. I just spoke to our great General Mattis just now, who reconfirmed that, and I quote, Ryan was a part of a highly successful raid that generated large amounts of vital intelligence that will lead to many more victories in the future against our enemy. Ryan's legacy is etched into eternity. Thank you. Thank you. And Ryan is looking down right now, you know that, and he's very happy because I think he just broke a record. For as the Bible teaches us, there is no greater act of love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. Ryan laid down his life for his friends, for his country, and for our freedom. And we will never forget Ryan.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. So this is the kind of stuff that pulls at the heartstrings of many Americans, and they get whipped up into a patriotic fervor. But here's the problem with virtually Trump's entire argument. It was bullshit. So this raid where this poor Navy SEAL lost his life, at first the White House said, mission accomplished, we killed a top Al-Qaeda operative. Well, then a few days later, the reportedly dead Al-Qaeda operative released a tape saying, you idiots, you didn't kill me, here I am right now. So then they moved the goalposts and they said, well, okay, we didn't get him maybe, but we killed like over a dozen other Al-Qaeda guys. Lower level, but yeah, we got Al-Qaeda guys. So mission accomplished. Mission successful. Then we learned that's bullshit. That didn't happen either. Then they moved the goalpost to, and Trump mentioned this here, you got vital info. Vital info. They got vital info. Then we learned indeed that's not true either. Or at the very least, that's up in the air. And you can have it's a weird conversation to have, but is the argument really that we should lose a Navy SEAL for information that may or may not help? And not just a Navy SEAL, but I'll get to who else we lost in a second here. So we found out that that's probably not true either, that we got information. Then we learned, okay, not only did you not get the top Al-Qaeda guy, not only did you not get the other lower level Al-Qaeda guys, not only did you maybe not even get any information, 30 civilians were killed, including an 8-year-old girl. So this was, by any reasonable standard, this was as botched a mission as you could possibly get. It was botched through and through. In fact, it was such a questionable mission, and the evidence that was there was so weak to do it in the first place that apparently Obama and his team had turned it down when it was presented to them. But Trump said, yeah, fuck it, go ahead. Now, furthermore, we learned that when this raid was going on, Trump went after Hillary for Benghazi, and where was she? She wasn't there doing her job, and she did a stand-down order and wanted our people to die, and all types of bullshit arguments that the far right makes. But one of the arguments was, she wasn't there dealing with it when she should have been. Turns out Trump was tweeting while the raid was happening. He wasn't there following it. If I'm the commander-in-chief and it's my first military action as president, as this was for him, I think I would have been there. But no, he didn't. And then he has the nerve to go out there and whip everybody up into a patriotic fervor over something that raid should have never been done. And so Sean Spicer would argue, well, you're besmirching the legacy. You owe an apology to the widow of this dead Navy SEAL. No, bitch. You owe her the apology. Trump owes her the apology. It is not patriotism to sit by silently as our soldiers die and as innocent civilians get slaughtered. Patriotism means love of country. What's part and parcel of loving your country? Trying to make it better and improve the flaws. Dissent is the highest form of patriotism. So when I say, don't do that dumbass raid, that is patriotism. When you say, fuck off, I'm going to do it anyway, and then use a dead Navy SEAL as a political prop to try to score cheap political points, you're the problem, and you're the unpatriotic one. So this is complete and utter garbage, exploiting the death of a Navy SEAL. And by the way, it's also just flat out gross that there's no mention of the fact that 30 civilians were killed, including an 8-year-old girl, in this exchange here. I mean, obviously he's not going to do that because it makes him look like the incompetent, asshole president that he is at best. I'm being kind just by calling him an incompetent asshole. If you massacre 30 civilians and you said on the campaign trail, let's take out their families. So, let's kill the families of terrorists, not just the terrorists. Let's kill civilians. I mean, you said that. How do I know it wasn't intentional? So maybe you're worse. Maybe you're just a terrorist. But of course you're not going to bring that up. But that should have been brought up because it's a fact about this thing that you're talking about so glowingly. This raid where you said, it was such a great job and it was so tremendous and it was so highly successful. And believe me, let me just tell you. Fuck off, man. And there's going to be a lot more of this. Anytime he fucks up militarily, as he will, he's Trump. He'll just go out there and sell it as a win. The one thing Trump does really well is marketing. He knows how to market something. He knows how to frame an argument. And he knows how to repeat it enough to the point where if somebody dissents and disagrees, you're like, what are you talking about? But he already said 912 times it was a success. So what do you mean it wasn't a success? Of course it was a success. That's why I keep saying it. But that's not the case. The guy's a shameless liar. 30 civilians dead, including women and children, and an 8-year-old girl, and one of our Navy SEALs dead. And maybe we didn't even get information. And by the way, I'll just say it right now, even if we had gotten information, that's not enough to justify the deaths of a Navy SEAL and 30 fucking civilians. Imagine that was our civilians. Imagine China did a drone strike on a fucking KKK enclave in Kentucky, and they were like, it's cool, we got information, even though we killed 30 civilians, including an 8-year-old girl. I wonder how we would respond to that. Oh, God. This is disgusting war propaganda is what it is. And people who have a blind fervor and are reactionary idiots will listen to me speaking now and will malign me as the unpatriotic, unreasonable one, when I'm just the one that's giving you the facts about what happened and exposing how he is indeed exploiting this for political gain, even though it was something that, again, the facts demonstrate was a giant, colossal, horrific mistake at best.